Swerve. Know it is, nigga. Swerve. Yeah.
Hey, I don't need Varzane to make this shit clear, but there's so many bad hoes in here, and all I see is ass in my atmosphere. Can I put the tits and ass on my text this year, huh? Complexion like honey, playboy bunny, and would even make you more attractive.
Hello, sweetness. Thanks for coming back and visiting with us. This is the Nice to Naughty Hour, and I'm your hostess, the Naughty Scribe. Joining me on this wild time is going to be my ride and die partners, Miss Dark and Lovely herself, and Freaky One. This is a show that's dedicated to learning to love ourselves, learning to be accepting of one another, and of course, educating interested, curious, and re educating some hardcore swingers, alternate lifestylers, whether it's gay, lesbian, or whatever. This is a grown folk show. We keep it straight, no chasers. So, with that, I'm going to kick it over to my co host, Miss Dark and Lovely.
Hello, everybody. Good to see everyone again. Thanks for joining us. So, I decided to start the show this week with the question that I get asked the most often. Because I'm everywhere and people can see me everywhere, and I'm very openly part of the swing lifestyle. The number one question I get asked by men is, how can I get my wife into swinging? So I'm going to answer that question tonight. And the answer to that question is, you can't.
Okay, here you go.
Now, there's, of course, more to that because I talk a lot more than that. But pretty much, if you can't talk to your wife, if you can't tell her that you're interested in doing it, you already know your wife's not going to do it. Mm-hmm. You already know. If you have to ask me how to do it, it can't be done. You already know that she's not in the frame of mind to share. However, if you insist on doing so and talking to her about it, the number one thing you have to assure her is that it's not that you don't love her and you don't want her anymore. You're just trying to add variety. That's the biggest thing, but that's going to hurt her feelings, and she's not going to want to hear that. The other thing you need to ask yourself is, are you prepared to see another dude fuck your wife?
Okay. Not very men are very secure with that.
No, it doesn't usually go over well. It's all good in the hood when we're like, oh, let's bring another girl to our bed. But if she says, let's bring another dude, then that starts to get into some problems for a lot of people. So,
Well, why do you think that is? I mean, expand on that a little bit. Why do you think that some men are insecure with the idea of a threesome or more some with their lady when it comes to other men as opposed to another woman? Because let's face it, you and I both know that there are some ladies who can throw it down just as well as some men. So you need to be concerned either way. But why do you think that is?
the good girl syndrome.
Meaning?
Meaning men spend all their time running around with the girls who do all the bad things until they're ready to settle down and get married, and then they find a good girl. And they don't want the good girl to do the things that the bad girl did. Or if she does do it, they want her to do it only for them, because then she's still technically a good girl. She's just that freak.
Yeah, okay.
That's what I think. I don't know.
I'm going to call bullshit on that one.
I don't know. I'm not a dude, so I don't know.
Well,
and I don't have these issues. So.
What you said is, in my opinion, correct. It's just not all of it in my
The whole
my,
story.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you know, there's a stigma that says if you can't handle your business in bed and somebody else has to be called in, that you're less of a man.
Oh.
So it's not always about sharing. It's also about whether or not you're man enough to handle your business. And if there's another guy there, then maybe not, you know. So that's the first thing. The second thing is going to be, you know, guys have double standards. You know, it's
Like
a
I said,
reality.
call them bullshit.
Some of the better ones will at least admit that. it's a double standard. I mean, it
But do
is
you
what
think
it
it's
is.
more of a double standard now than it was like when we were coming up?
Yes,
You really?
yes,
Wow.
yes. Because look, even in the lifestyle, you get a lot. I mean, I'm still finding groups that will allow single females but not single males. Still, as opposed to your woman has the ability to say no just as easily as you could. So why do you care if there's single men there?
Me personally, single, married, don't make a difference. As long as you're allowed to play and you know what you're doing, we're good with that.
Yeah, well,
Okay, Miss Dark and Lovely, you jumped that one off there, darling.
Yeah, that's been bugging me.
Okay. like
been bugging
what, right along with what them lips do.
What that mouth do? What that mouth do? That's right
She's
up there
gonna
with
get
that.
into that one too.
Yeah, actually, oh no, that's okay. I think I've said enough about that. Stop asking me that question.
Which one?
The one about both of them, but really, how to get your wife or your girlfriend or significant other into swinging. Stop asking me that. You can't.
Well, let me just say something on that.
Okay.
First of all, like you said, you need to kind of give some reassurance that she's not enough or not good enough or something along those lines. One of the best ways of doing that is simply to admit you're a fucking dog. The reality is that as a general rule,
Can we get
if you
amen?
want that variety, it's because you're not the kind of person that wants only one for the rest of your life. It's not in your makeup. It just is what it is. Maybe you got married too young and you didn't get to sow all your wild oats. Who knows? Whatever the case is, you need to admit your shit. Your shit is, I love you, but I need to stick my dick in something else, and it is what it is.
But you know what? Now on that tip, coming from a female bow wow, okay, and a proud pedigree too. What I would say on that is that for me, it's about empowerment. Okay, I know that back in the day, everybody had to be bunned up or have to be married. No, knocking my lovelies, but marriage is not for everybody.
No.
Okay, and
It's not for most people. apparently.
semi-committed.
Neither is
works-
monogamy. Everybody is
Thank
not
you.
monogamous. Even though that's what everybody says you should be, I'm sorry. There are people in this world who just are not. That's just their makeup. Just like there are people in this world who are black. There are people in this world who are white. There are people in this world who are gay. There are people in this world who like strawberry ice cream.
Thank you.
There is
Rocky Road.
there's something different about each of us, and there is no one way for everyone to be. Everyone should not be anything but true to yourself and who you are. If you can wake up in the morning and look yourself in the face, and you can pray to your maker and with a clear conscience, then all other bets are off. Nobody else can say anything else about who you are or what you do or what you should be doing or should not be doing. You have to stay true to yourself and true to whatever promises you made to those around you.
And that's the most important thing as far as I'm concerned, because my thing is this, and thank you, Mercy, I'm not the only one in this club. Some women are just not marriage material. Okay, maybe when you're younger, yes, but after you got some war history under your belt, you got your scars and whatnot, and you mature, you know what you want sexually and sensually, and you have the confidence to ask for it. You don't have to be afraid to ask for what you want. It doesn't necessarily mean that I want to have 100 guys lined up out my door, but I will tell you.
Why not?
Well, because my booty won't take that much, but at least not in one day. But
I need you to step your game up.
hey, I've been working on some things.
You have one of
But
those little things that they take a number.
Woo!
Have a seat.
Serving number 52, number 69. No. But that being said, I like having 3 very loyal playmates that when one's not available, hey, sweetheart, I feel like getting in some trouble. Now, that doesn't mean it's a wham bam. I'm spoiled. My guys take me out to dinner. We hang out. We go to clubs. We do whatever we need to do. We just know that there's going to be some fucking at the end of the night. So that lets a lot of pressure off, because you ain't got to worry about, well, is she going to give me some, or I done spent all this money. No. You going in knowing I'm coming back because you do me right. We fucking at the end of the night. That is dessert after dessert. But the nice thing about that is we have our fun, and then mama out the door. Unless we're going to do a breakfast roll, then we have a little fun, get some breakfast, and then I'm gone after that. But I go back to the life I need. I don't have to feel alone or lonely because I'm not bunned up or I'm not in a quote unquote monogamous relationship. And quite frankly, I don't feel it makes me a whore because I have, back in the day, my parents and relatives used to call it associates. But I have three very open, very caring, very dear playmates. And we all have an understanding. If they get bunned up with someone, that's fine. That's you. You do you, boo. But I don't tip. I don't do the sneaking thing. So if you need to see me behind her back, I got to cut you loose and get a replacement. Other than that, we good to go. So I just think that today's swingers, especially for females, there's a lot of empowerment. You can have your cake and eat it too.
Easier than the men can, actually.
Well, that's another topic. What else you got on board for us,
What else I got on board? So, all right, I have to address this. This is bothering me. It's been bothering me all week.
Why are you laughing about that?
Well, you're about to hear the story.
Oh, Lord.
So, earlier this week, I get a nice little Facebook message from a young lady who will remain nameless. Most of y'all on my Facebook page have seen the story, but she hits me up, starts out really nice, like we're going to have a conversation.
Oh, that one.
I thought she was going to ask me something about our next party or how you do your parties or where are your parties or whatever. So I'm having a conversation, and she proceeds to ask me, I see your name on my husband's Facebook page, friends list, and I want to know how you know my husband. Well, first of all, who is your husband? So she told me his name, and I honestly got him mixed up with someone else because his first name is one thing, and it's the same as another friend of mine's last name.
Right.
So when she said that, I was like, oh, yeah, he's Facebook partner. We don't talk. We don't do anything. She's like, well, he doesn't play Facebook games. I'm like, okay, wait, let me look at who you're talking about. So I go and I see his page, and I realize that I have never had a conversation with this person a day in my life.
Right.
Ever. Never, ever, ever. I don't even know why he's on my friends list. And he probably would have been cut the next time I felt like going through all 500 people and cutting them out. So she proceeds to say that, first of all, I'm a liar, and I don't need to cover for him, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like...
Yeah, you're going to cover for her man. Okay.
Right. So I'm like, first of all, I am a swinger. My husband and I are both swingers. We're open swingers. Let me add my husband to this convo so he can verify what I'm talking about. So I add him to the convo. That was less than productive. That was not as helpful as I had hoped it would be.
Now, you want to know why it was less than productive? Because this chick is automatically trying to put my wife down, in regards to where she stands next to her, saying that she was less attractive, didn't have a nice body, a variety of things that this chick said. Now, regardless of what my particular opinion of this woman is, it was not up to her to be, jumping on here trying to be degrading to someone else, especially when that person wasn't being negative to you. You came at them.
At all. I was being very nice. And through their whole back and forth about, who was ugly and who wasn't attractive and all this other stuff, I kept saying, honey, calm down. She's just upset. She's just lashing out. It's okay. Through the whole thing, I just kept saying, don't even worry about it, sweetheart. It's all right.
If she wanted to try to call you a homeworker, thinking that you had cheated, that'd have been one thing. Discussing whether or not you are or are not attractive, especially as compared to her, is a whole nother matter, especially when it wasn't fucking true. So
that's neither here nor there. So anyway,
it wasn't true in my world. Let me take that back. It was not true in my world.
Or anybody
And
who
somebody
saw the
else's world,
picture.
she is the goddamn queen of the Nile. So do you, boo boo?
Anyway, so she went on and on and on and on, and then I realized that okay, after I got done with the conversation with her.
Oh, no. We got to wait for break.
Oh, it is that time. We'll continue after the break. Sorry.
Turn up. Swerve. Know who it is, nigga. Swerve. Yeah.
Hey, I don't need Visine to make this shit clear.
Okay.
So yes, get back to the insecure trick.
Okay. We don't need to call her names. It's not even necessary.
You're right.
But-
I'm so sorry, Boo Boo, that your man's having wet dreams about my girl. But it's okay.
Anyway, so, you know, first of all, so then she claims that, you know, he had pictures of me in his phone that he took. And I know that he never did because I've never had a conversation with this person. And, it, you know, I'm all over the internet. You know, you Google Dark and Lovely and you're going to find a whole bunch of pictures of me. So, you know, that is what it is. So I forgot where I was. Oh, so after the conversation, and I'm very upset, so I'm already going to delete him anyway because I don't need the drama in my life. So I'm going to delete him or whatever. And then I started thinking about it like, wait, you are worried about what your man is doing. Why the fuck are you talking to me?
Thank you.
I didn't make any vows to you. I didn't make any promises to you. I didn't say that I would forsake all others and be with only you. That was not me who made you those promises. So why are you coming to me when the person who made those promises to you broke them?
Okay.
Even if by some freak of fate, he and I did actually have sex, why are you coming to me? I did not make those promises to you at all. That was not. If you have a problem with what your man is doing, you should talk to him about that.
Absolutely.
That should be a conversation that you and him have. Hey, I don't want these females on your Facebook page. I could say something about that too, because I think that's stupid.
Oh, you got
but
time, go for it.
That's a whole nother show.
You take care of your man like you need to take care of your man. Just stay the fuck out of my shit.
Right. Stop coming to me because your man is trying to holler at me. That's not my, that.
Now, here's my 2 cents on that, and I'm glad you did bring this up because after I read that on your Facebook and I was cutting up with some friends, here's my thing on this. I'm a woman of size. You're a little chunky, but I'm a woman of size, okay? And proud of it. Both of us are. It amazes me how many so-called thin, petite, skinny bitches, yes, bitches, get totally upset if their man looks at something that's 2+. If it ain't a size 12, she's upset. Why? Because you spend all that time in the gym, starving yourself half to death, becoming the best build abroad. Yes, I mean build abroad, fake hair, fake boobs, fake everything, exchangeable parts like a Miss Potato Head. Trying to fit a particular image that you work damn hard to get. And I ain't mad at you for that part. Do what you feel good, makes you feel good about yourself. That's fine. The problem that I have is don't diss me or any other woman that you don't feel meets up to your standard. Because clearly, boo-boo, we meet somebody's standard and maybe it's the man you go to bed with because he's got her picture in his phone. I mean, I just found that really interesting that instead of jumping on you and trying to sorry,
it was more than
he has a gallery of you, not a problem. I can see why, but the issue is if I pick up my man's phone and I see all these pictures of the same woman, I'm not going to address you because quite frankly it might be you and 100 others. I need to take care of that shit right where it is at the source. But another thing is I need to look at what is it about you that is fascinating him. Need to get some knowledge first. If it's something I can do, maybe I might be interested in doing it. If it's not, it's not. But or we might just be having a conversation of do we still need to be together? But addressing you and then trying to demean you as a woman, that tells me that I'm sorry. I know you said don't call her names, but that is an insecure trick. That really is an insecure trick. Handle your own business.
I think personally, I think she was just bored because I looked on her.
Oh my God!
I looked on his friends list, and him and I have like, I don't know, 16, 17 mutual friends. people that we know who are in the lifestyle, who, you know, both of us, and out of all those women on there, she singled me out to talk to.
Because you probably was. She might have been attracted to you too.
I don't know. I don't know what the deal was, but I'm like, why didn't you have this conversation with this person or this person? And I asked those other people, have you heard from this person? They're like, oh no, but I know her. You know, they used to swing back in the day. They've been out of it for a while. They used to swing back in the day. Yeah. They used to go blah blah blah. Okay, she should know better.
Well, maybe it's because
Stop it.
maybe she just wanted
Bad.
to get into a little recreational swinging. Or,
I don't know what she wanted to do, but I tell you what, she better not do it in my inbox no more.
Well, speaking of recreational swinging,
Segway.
Okay. So the last show, I got a little feedback that I needed to expound on the difference between recreational swinging and social swinging.
I know you did.
So I've been struggling with exactly how to make that more clear. But recreational swinging is simply those people who are in it primarily and or only for the sex. It is the end all be all. If we're not fucking, I don't even want to talk to you kind of scenario.
Is that a
Whether
negative?
it's at a second.
No, that's
Is that
not
a
a bad thing.
negative?
No.
It's just
No,
I just
it's
want
just
you to clear
different.
that up.
No,
Right,
no.
It's
there
not
we
a
go.
bad
no.
thing. No. It's just
That's
different
just different.
styles. It's
That's-
like, you know, a white
There's nothing
sock
wrong
and
with
a
that.
black sock.
Hell, every
There's
now and
nothing-
then I'm down with that. It's just every now and then, as opposed to
That's your focus.
for other people, that's their focus. You know, there's no, as I tried to say then, there's no wrong way of swinging. It's what works for you and the people you're swinging with.
Right.
It's that simple.
And it must be consensual.
Yes, must be consensual.
Let's just put that in there.
Yes, that's not swinging. That's called rape. But that's a whole nother issue.
Yeah.
We needed to say that?
For some people,
actually,
yeah,
we
you kind of
did.
do.
We really did. Unfortunately,
Really?
just like the whole public property thing, and I'm gonna get back to that another time. But anyway.
Yeah. So, you know, whether it's at a club or a party, or if you're meeting people from the internet, the reality is that we're going to hook up, we're going to have sex, and then we're not going to talk to you again until it's time to do that very same thing again, as opposed to what we are, which is social swinging, where we actually care to get to know the people. We want to talk about a variety of things. Like, we just had a party last night, and we spent 3 hours talking about Game of Thrones and other types of shows. We're all just comparing notes, and when we're going to watch the, you know, like the next show is coming out, you know, House of Cards and Orange is the New Black, and you know, these are the things that we talk about, and we wait to when we see each other again so we can talk more about it. Now, does that mean that's more important than the sex? No, it's just something that helps enhance the sex. You know, we have shared interests, and we like talking about them, and then that segues away into having sex.
But also, you're talking about, when we talk about recreational versus social swinging, when you're talking about social, again, we're talking about making connections, like
Yes.
the three of us have. We're talking about making friends.
Right, being friends.
With
being
really extra benefits.
right, more than just sex partners.
Exactly.
More than it's not just a jump off situation. We have made a connection. We have made friends. These people actually sometimes are even considered family. You know, they you know, my kid graduates from high school, they get an invitation to the graduation. And you
Right.
know how that is, because there ain't a lot of room. You only get so many tickets.
Exactly.
So if I'm giving you a ticket, but the only way I know you is because we had sex.
Right.
That's our only connection. You know, we got together, we had sex, and then we developed a friendship beyond
Right.
that. And now you're so close to the family that you're coming to my child's graduation. It's things like that. That's where we're more social. We go out and we
Right.
want to do things together. We, you know, every now and then we'll call up, you know, we'll post on Facebook, hey, we're going to go see that new movie that's out that everybody wants to see.
Jurassic
Let's
World.
all go together and see it. Yes, Jurassic let's all go together and see it. We're going to meet at this time, and we're going to do this, and then we're going to hang out, and maybe we'll get something to eat afterwards. And hey, there just so happens to be a hotel above the theater. Guess what?
We can have a little fun after the movie.
Or not.
Or not. Sometimes
You know,
not. Sometimes.
those-
Actually, more often than not, everybody goes home.
Just go out, we're outy, have our little good time, and then, that's the end of it. But when we do get together for sex, again, these are people that you're comfortable with. There's no hemming and hawing. There's no awkward moment. You know that when she walks by and her booty shaking all nice, you can actually touch her booty because, I said, because we have made that connection.
Oh, okay.
I said because you have that connection.
But sometimes people, this is off topic, this is a tangent. Sometimes people think you have a connection that you don't really have.
Yeah, well, that's a communication issue.
You know what, and I'm going to agree with both of you on that one because I found myself in that situation. And
we ain't got it like that.
The person is very nice, so I didn't want to shoot them down completely because I like fucking them. But at the same token, I'm not feeling you the way you apparently are feeling me. And I have been very direct without being brutal because y'all know I can be very brutal. And I've been very direct about it, and this person doesn't always seem to get that. So I've just had to, back up a little bit and, make myself not as available. And they seem to be on the borderline of getting it. So I'm thinking maybe another couple of weeks and they might actually get it.
Okay. So I'm going to move past this.
No, I can take up some more time after the toy party. Go ahead.
Oh, you sure?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Go ahead. Well, I mean, in regards to this, for real, I don't have a whole lot more to say other than, it's just a style of swinging. It is just not wrong. It's not right. There's just, this is what you go for. This is what the other people go for. Knowing that there is a difference will help you find people
that you're
compatible swinging
Absolutely.
with. You'll get the people who want to be friends and hang out and all that, and they usually say that in their profile.
Yes.
If they say that in their profile, despite the fact you really, really want to fuck them, you probably should just pass them by and look for the people who just want the sex. Like, don't try to convert. Either way, actually. I mean, you want friends, and so you think you're going to wear them down, and, stop all that. It's like bad dating. Like, go ahead with that.
Right. Especially when there's plenty of willing females out there. It's like swinging is, let me clarify. Swinging is like any other meet and greet and relationship type of thing. You're going to have some people who are off the wall, who are down for anything. You have some people who still need to be courted, who need to feel comfortable before they can swing off the chandeliers. What you need to do is be very clear on what you want. You don't have to compromise what you want, but you can't beat someone down to get what you want from them. If that person isn't into what you're into, okay, fine. I promise you, there are plenty of people who may be very much into what you're into. And then you need to just keep it moving and basically develop relationships. Find the groups and the individuals that are more compatible with what you're into, and everybody's happy without anybody catching a charge.
Yeah. It was only the lots of females, single female thing that I disagree like.
You said there's lots.
And
really
especially at your level of doing things.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
That's
not nearly as...
That's why they call you unicorn.
Yes.
Because
magical creatures
you're a
people...
fictional magical creature.
But we do exist.
There's a few of you, 1 or 2 or 8.
Oh, excuse me. That exists without later on there being drama, because where is this going?
No. My horn is shiny and pointy, darling. Thank you.
Yeah, so not nearly as many out there, and I don't want you to make people believe that, oh yeah, they're just right out there, right around the corner.
Well, just like there are not a lot of people who are into an open relationship and can make it work. There are a lot of people who want to try an open relationship, but just like anything else, it depends on what your tolerance levels are and your security about yourself. I find a lot of drama gets started not because of what my boo did, but because I'm feeling a certain kind of way, and I thought that I could woman up and handle certain things, and I can't. And being
like
honest with yourself is more important, I think, than being honest with just about anybody else. You have to know what you're into. So
I'm so disgusted
with
by
that,
that.
we're going to
still.
jump into our little toy party. See you in a moment.
Oh my God, that bugs me.
Turn up. Twerk. Know it is, nigga. Twerk. Turn up. Twerk. Know it is, nigga. Twerk. Yeah.
Hey, I don't need Visine to make this shit clear, but it's so many bad hoes in here, and all I see is ass in my atmosphere. Can I put the tits and ass on my text this year, huh? Complexion like honey, playboy bunny, and would even make you more attractive as you're getting money. Do the split, smoke that pussy, smoke a cigarette. A couple of shots making it rain, always get her wet. I can't complain, I've been the same, like ever since she was tipping toe and sucking the fucking homies in the presidents. A wet pussy drop purse never made sense, so I snatch him up the strip club to the pavement. Had those budgets in my game, bitch, I'm stainless. Too much anus, how could you blame us? You know the pussy's epidemic to niggas, so when you get off the liquor, the shit can get a bit dangerous. All bullshit aside, curves are aerodynamic, way that you move your body, hawking the fingers to manage. Tick tock, hit that ass, drop, then she stand on her tippy toes, make that ass pop.
Always. Cali.
Yeah, yeah, what? Yeah. Slip on if you didn't know. Dance like a stripper. What? Pop your pussy like a stripper. Touch your toes like a stripper. Yeah. Fuck that pole like a stripper. Run it back like a stripper. Tell her slip on me. I got dick, I need all that. EBT, baby, all that. Slip on, gon' run it back. You know I'm lying, I need all that. I ain't fucking with a broke rat. Bitches be fake talking what they don't get.
Hey, darlings.
I'm
Welcome back. We just had our little toy party. Now, if you joined us last month, you know that we gave away a doing me kit, which was basically the ladies' night out and personal size Astroglide. So that we don't forget our guys this month, we're going to give away to our next caller the Doing Me Him Kit, which is the oral stimulator and a personal size Astroglide. You saw that on the clip. And don't worry if you missed it. There we go. That's what we're going to give away. So if we get another caller, you might want to give it to your boo, or you might want to hold on to it for another freaky event. We don't know. We don't judge. But the next caller, yes, you absolutely are going to get the Doing Me Him Kit. Now we're going to pick back up with Freaky One's Corner, and you were talking about, my dear?
Oh, I was going to move to my new subject, which is what are today's swingers like? What do they look like? And the reason I'm having this little talk is some people need reality and what it is that they think they're going to find when entering the lifestyle. To be sure, there are definitely swingers out there who are gym rats, who look like somebody's model.
Barbie and Ken.
Yes, Barbie and Ken is what we tend to refer to them as. They take great pride in their bodies. They are on it. I mean, you can find some of them, but that's not majority of swingers. That is not your average swinger. People who are in the lifestyle still have regular lives. They usually have kids. They've got jobs, and their ability to devote that kind of time, or even the desire to do so,
Or even the desire.
to devote that kind of time to maintaining that type of form isn't there. That's not something that they want to do. It's not something that they need to do. Maybe they don't have the time to do it, even if they did desire to do it.
Right.
It took a whole lot of fat grams and calories to get this body looking the way it does, and I refuse to disrespect the process.
Okay.
So what you will find is that while swingers can come from as young as 21 and above, to
90.
90. The
got some
reality
seniors, huh?
is that vast majority of them are going to be around mid 30s to early 50s. That's what you're primarily
Right.
looking at. They're probably going to have kids and jobs, and they are going to be everyday people. They're going to put some pounds on. They're
What?
going to
You
have
mean the mailman might be a swinger too? The police officer, the teacher,
all of the above. All of the
Pastor
above.
Goodlove?
Remember that time we were picking up stuff for a party? We were in Columbia, and we were picking up stuff at a party at the grocery store, and
Yes.
and the girl who was checking us out was like, "Oh, y'all about to have a party," and Alan being Alan was like, did his little creepy pervy laugh,
Yeah, the
and
pervy
she
laugh.
looked him dead in the eye, and she goes, "Is it a swing party?" And Alan
Yeah, it is.
went, "Actually, yeah, it is." And
Was
she
you
goes,
wrangling for an invite?
"Oh," and she goes, "Yeah, I go to those," and he goes, "Well, what time do you get off?" We ain't
Okay. Let's not miss no
But
opportunities
here
now.
she was, just an everyday, ordinary person that
that's
you
my point.
run into every day. You see, checking you out, and it's funny because sometimes when I'm someplace and I pick up on someone, I'm like, I bet they're swingers. You just kind of have that sixth sense, but they're everywhere. Sorry, I interrupted you, and I apologize.
No, but that is to point though. Again, we get asked the question, what does a swinger look like? Or those are nasty people, really? Okay, well, hon, I just want you to know, back in the day, your mom and dad were probably doing a few things too.
Key
so,
parties.
Hey, okay, there's a reason you spent the night over so and so's house every weekend or so. Just saying.
Yeah, but again, not trying to hand out any judgments. What you want is what you want, but what you're likely to find is what I'm trying to correct your thought pattern on. It's not going to be all Beyonce's and what's that girl, Amber Roses, and
Rihanna's.
To be sure, there are some. Don't get me wrong. There's some really bad broads out there, but that is not typical, especially in the area that we live in, which is the Washington D.C. metropolitan area. Folks got life, and life takes up time, and it is what it is. So don't come out thinking you're going to see starlets. That's generally speaking not what you're going to see.
Right.
And everybody isn't out there specifically for your amusement.
Oh, I love you. Say it again, please.
They're not out there specifically and solely for your amusement. People come in with this sense of entitlement, and don't get me wrong, you should have an expectation of having fun and being able to enjoy yourself, but not at the expense of other people, or like you're just here for me and boom, like you walk into a grocery store and you expect your favorite cereal to be on the fucking shelf. That's
Thank
not
you.
the way it works. You're supposed to entertain each other, and what I find funny is the people who have some of the highest standards of what they expect to be presented to them
Are the least
don't
likely?
present the best picture to others.
Right.
Like, who are you to be trying to say I need to have somebody like Beyonce and you looking like Fat Albert? I mean,
Oh,
the fuck. So, anyway,
But that's like what we talked about last show about, again, I told you we're going to get here again, the public property bullshit, where you have some men, some women, but men primarily, who come to an event, whether it's a house party, whether it's sometimes it's a meet and greet, and they think that, oh, well, since she's here at this meet and greet, she must be open for anything. She just needs to come in the back with me. And let me hit it real quick. There are some men that actually do not understand, and I said it last show, and I'm going to say it again. If you want a woman who will do what you want, when you want, how you want, on command, there's a word for them. They're called hookers. Pay for one. And then you can get it any way you want it. But as long as it's my ass and I have a voice in what I want to do with it, no, boo-boo, that's not going to work for me. And it never fails. At every single time we have a party or event coming, somebody wants to treat you like, or someone needs clarification. They need to be educated that there is a difference between public property and private property. I still have the right to say no. How many, if any, it's still my decision.
You know what the difference between
You know what the difference between a slut and a bitch is? A slut sleeps with everyone. A bitch sleeps with everyone but you.
Okay, that's going to be the quote of the day. That's going to be the quote of the day. I love it. I love it. Now, speaking of bitches, we're going to segue into naughty news. So, Michael, can you hit me up just briefly?
Turn up. Twerk. Know it is, nigga. Twerk. Yeah.
Hey, I don't need Visine to make this shit clear, but it's so.
Hey, sweetie, I'm gonna tell you now. I love that song. We're gonna do this, okay? All right, now we're gonna jump into the naughty news, and everyone is talking about Caitlyn Jenner. Now I'm gonna say point blank, that's a badass looking bitch, okay? Hands down. I don't give a fuck who did what, who airbrushed what, who chiseled what. That is a fabulous looking woman, and yes, I said woman. Now, I'm not going to get too much on the Bruce versus Caitlyn bullshit because, quite frankly, it ain't my business. I'm not living that life. But I did have a question about whether transgenders can really find true love. And I don't mean it as if because you're not a human being or something like that. No, not at all. The reason I want to bring this topic up is because one of my playmates, a good friend of mine, he's very much into transgender females. Actually, and I'm going to roll up both topics into one, he prefers pre-op transgenders.
I have a few friends like that.
You know, now we're not talking about hermaphrodites, which is an individual who has both sex organs for use, and they're very functional. We're talking about girl on the top, boy on the bottom. Okay? And there are some men who do enjoy a pre-op transgendered female. My thing is this: in the not so tolerant atmosphere that we're in, and I'm gonna say not so tolerant because though the laws and a majority of America is getting on board with the fact that people are individuals and not everyone is going to do the white picket fence, the nuclear 2.5 kids and hubby and wifey kind of situation, because let's be honest, even that scenario wasn't really all it was cracked up to be, because we're going, we did talk about last time the divorce rate, and that's among heterosexual straight. So I'm just saying. But my issue is this: someone who has gone through that kind of experience where you're taking hormones and you're not comfortable with the gender you were born into, you're still a human being. You're still entitled to be loved. I'm just finding, because I was looking at some of the tweets that were being bantered back and forth in the community, I was actually shocked at how many males really had a problem with a transgender female who is post-op. I can understand some men getting a little squeamish about a pre-op transgender. Me, quite frankly, I just say bingo. Okay.
Both worlds.
Woo, okay, you get the tits and the dick. Hey, and I ain't got to plug it up either. I ain't got no problem with it. I'm sorry, I don't. But, I'm a special kind of freak.
Okay. In their defense, Do you know how they make a vagina for a post-op?
Yes, they actually slit open the penis.
Right. They
and
use the penis to
because
create
it's
it.
very sensitive to make the
Right.
labia and whatnot. I did my homework. I
Yes.
know.
So basically,
You're still sucking a dick.
and there you go.
But whoa, whoa,
You're still-
whoa.
Because he was like, for years, and honestly, you know, he has no cut cards. It's very.
I know. I was about to say,
Right,
don't
few
be
things.
coming up with some new stuff
Wait,
on me now.
But wait. So for years, he was like, okay, so she's post-op. She's, you know, she's had the operation. She doesn't have the penis anymore. She's a woman. What? Psh, whatever. Then we watched the operation,
Okay.
and he found out that
I'm still working, trying to get over that one.
the
Oh
the
man.
penis actually serves as
the labia.
right, and
The clit.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, the nerve endings are there. You're not going to recreate them.
Exactly. So
What
after
did you
that,
think it was made out of?
he didn't know.
How about I didn't put that much thought into it?
And then once he saw it, he was
Wow.
like, "So you're basically still sucking a dick?" No, I can't do that.
Really?
And
Really,
he,
boo boo?
look,
Really?
he's. It's so
No,
funny.
don't get me
because
wrong.
he's
I don't
so
think it's
open-minded.
wrong.
That's what I was saying. That's what
It's not like
surprises
I think
me.
it's
It's
wrong.
like,
Open-minded and everything, you know.
really?
And
It doesn't look
he's
like a
not-
dick anymore.
He's not homophobic at
I've
all.
seen
function
quite a
like-
few clips that do look like one. So.
But and hold up, now I was getting ready to call you out on that. You know I love you, but we be bouncing back and forth on Facebook. I distinctly remember a conversation in another group where everybody was bashing about, you know, and I think you would have brought it up. If a woman has a long clit, and in fact, if it's long enough to be almost like a small dick, would you still go down on her? And all these homophobic, no, I wouldn't do this other stuff. And you was like, hell yeah, I would still hit that. Now my thing is this: if you would suck on a clit that's a little extra long, what the hell difference does it make if the
What's in my
pussy's
head?
made out of a dick?
What's in my head?
Oh my gosh!
I
I'm
sit
shocked
here
at that one.
like I said.
He
First
owns
of all,
his
you got to
shit.
admit your shit.
He
True.
owns his shit.
That's
You
true.
know, is there really a difference? Maybe not.
No.
But it's still in my head. That was a dick.
Lots of
That was a
surgery.
dick.
No.
Wait, but they don't take out all the stuff that's inside.
Well, if you want to talk science, DNA wise, you're still a man. You still have those chromosomes.
Yeah.
You still have the
Okay.
genetic makeup. It's the outside that's changed to fit the way you emotionally and mentally and psychologically feel about yourself.
Right.
It's all
and I
about
get
what's
that.
in my
That's
head
not
about
what-
sucking a dick. It's that simple. It's really that simple. I can't see myself putting my mouth around a dick. It's that simple.
But you don't put your mouth around a dick.
It's part of a dick. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh my gosh.
It
Oh
just is
my
what
gosh.
it is. I admit my shit.
Oh, I love you.
Again, I don't think it's wrong. Anybody who does go there, love is love, sexual attraction, sexual attraction.
Absolutely.
I am absolutely down with it.
But for
that
him.
doesn't make you less of a man to do so. It doesn't
Make you-
It
doesn't
doesn't
make you
define
gay.
you. It only
I agree with
defines you sexually.
I agree with
That's
that.
it. Point blank in the subject. So this is not me saying that anybody who does do so is on some other shit. I just can't. I can't do it for myself.
Now see, and
I'm missing out on some shit. Believe me.
but see, here's the thing though. Y'all know I don't eat pussy. I suck titty. I don't lick titty. But that being said, if a transgendered female came up to me and she now had a dick, damn right, if she was doing me right, I'd suck that.
Yeah, but you know.
It's a
That's-
dick now.
And that's good for you. And I'm happy that you have made it to that level. I'm still trying. So I'm your grasshopper. I'm still trying to get there, but
No, trust me,
I ain't
you
there
ain't my
yet.
grasshopper. Shit.
I have not gotten there. So
See, I'm down here. He's
Yeah.
like way up there.
No, I don't think so.
Dark and lovely. She's like, yeah. So
Whatever.
I still got a few things to learn, but that's okay. But now I do want to touch on a little bit of political hypocrisy because y'all know I'm a political junkie. And yes, I am fucking loving this Denny Hastert bullshit that went down. And you know who's loving it more than me? Bill fucking Clinton, okay? I'm
So what I
sorry.
need you to do is for me and the people watching,
Explain what
explain
happened.
what happened. 'Cause I
Okay.
only know very little bit.
Here's the Reader's Digest version for those of you who might not be quite old enough. Once upon a time, we had a president called Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton was a bow wow, but he got shit done. He took care of the economy. He didn't get us any wars. life was pretty good under Bill Clinton. Republicans couldn't stand his ass, and they had the Congress. They tried to impeach him because they found out that some dumb trick, Monica Lewinsky, yes, dumb, because you ran your mouth about shit you didn't have to, and you let your girl rat you out when you knew it should have been a setup. But anyway, I digress. They wanted to impeach him for lying about an affair. Now, here's the thing. What man is going to openly admit, if he's not in an open relationship, what married man who's trying to keep his shit on the download is just going to say, yeah, I was fucking her. Yeah, she was sucking my dick. Hell no. You expect a man to lie about that. And because he lied about it, under oath.
You lie till you die.
Yeah. Congress tried to. Yeah. Congress tried to impeach him. Since they had to even it out because we had what's his name? What's this guy's name? Oh yeah, Richard Nixon. So I guess the Republicans felt we had to even it out by having a Democrat that was impeached. Not for breaking and entering and breaking laws, just because he lied about getting his dick sucked by somebody who wasn't his wife. But that being said, the reason I'm loving this issue is because when they went to impeach him, Mr. Newt Gingrich was Speaker of the House. Mr. Newt Gingrich had to step down because it turned out that he was cheating on his wife, who was in bed with cancer with another woman. I believe she might have been his intern. Well, Newt Gingrich is a predominant personality now on Fox News, and he's on his fourth wife, who was his third mistress. So at least he's consistent.
He marries them at least.
Yes, but then
that's more than what a lot do.
Yeah, but then we went from Newt Gingrich had to unceremoniously step down as Speaker of the House. Mind you, the GOP, good grand old party Republicans, are the family values group. So after we lost one cheater, we got Mr. Livingston. Mr. Livingston. He also had to admit on the floor on the day that they were voting him in, said, I think the president did bad and he's a bad boy and he did this under oath, but in all honesty, I can't stand here and say this, that, and the other because I've had an affair and I can't live up to the same standard. So strike two. We had another Speaker of the House have to bite the bullet because he was fucking cheating. Then during all this, we had a brief little dalliance with Henry Hyde, who was around 55, 60 during this time, who couldn't even step up to the plate because guess what? He had a youthful indiscretion when he was 40. Okay? So then we get down to Denny Hastert. Denny Hastert was Mr. Squeaky Clean. Denny Hastert was the one that no one thought did anything. Well, as it turned out, Denny Hastert was paying $3.5 million over several years to a young man who he did something to while he was a coach, a wrestling coach, prior to becoming in Congress. So I just want to say, hey, sometimes you gotta mind your damn business, okay? Now, I'm getting ready to wrap this up, but I had to throw this in there. Can you bring up that slide for me real quick? We're going to be at the Sweet and Sassy is going to be with me in Divas in Power, Beauty and Vendor Bazaar at the Harbor Hotel, formerly the Clarion Hotel, on 6400 Oxon Hill, Maryland. It's going to be from 12 to 5. So if you want to come out and get your naughty on, come see us, spend some money on us, support some hard-working women. We'd love to have you. Any last words from my partners?
No.
Oh, come on. No. We got a minute and a half.
Oh, we got a minute and a half.
Anything that you want us to talk about, you should send in.
Yeah. Send in. If you have a topic you would like to talk about or hear about or something that'll make you call in or whatever, feel free to hit us up.
Yeah, the website is actually up.
The website is up now.
Yes, it's up. You can get the podcast. You can get the live stream. And also, we're going to start something called the Question of the Month. So I'm going to let Dark and Lovely and Freaky One spearhead that one with the first questions of the month. But we're going to put them down there. And if you leave us some comments, we're actually going to address them online. This has been a lot of fun.
Okay. Yeah. I have to have a list already ready.
You will be able to get this broadcast. Oh, and also, just so you know, niceandnaughty.com will also have a store. So some of the things that you see on the toy party will also be available for a discount to anyone who listens to the live podcast. Oh, also, I need to mention, if you use the code STYLE, When you see Miss Sassy tomorrow at the vendors event, she will definitely give you a little discount for being one of our listeners. That's pretty much it.
We have 4 seconds.
Yep. So love you. Come see us July 11th. Bye.
Bye.
Turn up. Twerk. Yeah.
Hey, I don't need Vaseline to make this shit clear, but it's so many bad hoes in here, and all I see is ass in my atmosphere. Can I put the tits and ass on my text this year, huh? Complexion like honey, playboy bunny, and would even make you more attractive as